All right, it's Monday night, 4:15, and we're gonna start doing stuff on the other side of the world so we can get the gym ceiling done, because I've ordered the rest of the insulation for the entire building. Might as well just get her done, rip the Band-Aid off, and get after it. So, today's agenda is to start getting everything going over there. If I get a sheet or two up, great. If not, I'm gonna just get everything set, ready to rock and roll so I can put a sheet or two up. But that's it for today. Let's get after it. All right, it is 6 o'clock, Monday night. I'm pretty done. This thing here that my neighbor let me borrow is amazing. I got 3 sheets up, and they look a heck of a lot better than the ones over there, I can tell you that. But they are going up a heck of a lot smoother. My shoulder doesn't hurt nearly as bad, so I am not upset at all. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more full sheets to put up. And then that halfy bay cut off little area on the end. And then this ceiling is done. Like I said, I ordered the insulation for the ceiling. I have the installation for the walls, and I have the installation for the center wall all coming at the same time now on Wednesday. So once this ceiling is done and I get one side of the center wall up with drywall, I can go ahead and insulate the entire building. So I'm excited about that. This thing is amazing. I should have borrowed it to begin with, and there was a misunderstanding. That's why I didn't have it to begin with, but now I have it. So it'll be a lot easier for me, and my shoulder will thank me later. But that's my work for tonight. The rest of this week's going to be on and off, weird mess because of fair. In the background, you'll probably hear stuff moving around and whatnot. The wife and the man-child are packing up both trucks with the trailer. Tomorrow they take over animals, and then it's fair is on full tilt starting Wednesday. So I don't know what kind of time I'm going to have to do anything out here because I'm going to be responsible for chores and animal maintenance at the homestead here while they're on the other side of the world. So yeah, we'll just play that by ear. We'll get done what we can get done when we can get it done. And I got some more motivation to get this stuff done is I got my new bike in from Poseidon. I got the Triton. It's here. It's still in its box. I don't want to put it together and tease myself until everything's done and I can actually ride it. So that's it for today. We'll see you next time. Have you seen my wiener? I'm leaving that in. All right, it is 3:45 on Tuesday, and we are going to get back to work on the ceiling here. We'll see what kind of damage we can cause because it is officially fair time. So the wife and man-child are at the fair now. They are grooming and trimming and pressing their goats for show. Tomorrow, I will not be doing any work out here because I will be there supporting them for their show times. Hopefully it's not too late because somebody still has to function, go to work, and pay the bills around here. But yeah, so tonight we're going to do as much drywall as we can in 2 hours that I have because I'm also on the hook for chores for this evening and tomorrow morning. So I don't want to be too late at doing anything. So I'm beating myself up. I did order the actual trainer for the bike. So I got a kicker snap, the same thing I had before. I really liked it. It was easy to use. So that's on its way. My garage doors have actually shipped. So they are en route from Timbuktu, Egypt, China, wherever they're manufactured because they're on a slow boat and they're still expected to be here by the 29th of August, which is fine. Tomorrow, all of my insulation will show up. And then hopefully by then, or by this weekend, I'll have all the drywall for the ceiling done. We'll insulate the ceiling and then we can start on doing walls because everything should be here for that. And then the last bit will be the drywall for the walls, the garage doors, lights, and maybe paint. I don't really think I want to paint anymore because of how much this is costing to do. So anyway, enough talking. Let's get after it. All right, it's 6 o'clock. 1800 for those of you that don't obla. I'm cooked, but I'm good. Tired, and I'm going to sleep well tonight. Going to do chores here in a minute, but before I do that, let's take a step inside Mr. Building. As you can see, the ceiling in the gym area is 100% drywall. And I tell you, just doing drywall on the ceiling changes the dynamic of a building quite a bit. I mean, there you go with the light, because it keeps in and out. But, I mean, the acoustics, for one, it's pretty echoey. But I am now ready for the insulation to get here. I still have to mud and tape, of course, and I have no idea how to do that, so that'll be another learning experience. I'm not mad. Not bad for a guy that doesn't do drywall ever at all in any way, shape, or form. I mean, the last time I did it was 5 years ago, and even then I had adult supervision. And I didn't this time, that's for sure. All my holes are clean. Everything somewhat lines up. And it doesn't seem like it's going to fall. So that's good. Anyway, that's today's progress. Tuesday down. Like I said, tomorrow I won't probably be doing anything because it is showtime for all the animals. So I'll be at the fair doing that. I might video that with my phone and whatnot because I got yelled at last time by people that didn't want to be on camera. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad to see the ceilings done. So when the insulation gets here, I don't have to worry about scrambling, trying to get that done. I can just fiddle fart with that. Okay, on to the next. Okay, now that I have sound, hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. But anyway, it is Friday, 1:45. I just got home from work. The fair and everything has been legitimately taking up all of my time, doing all the chores and everything, and I've just been absolutely exhausted. Not so much to say that my wife and child are not exhausted because they've been actually at the fair doing the fair things. So I'm sure when they come home Sunday night, they're going to be absolutely gobsmacked. That's why I'm taking Monday off to help them clean, unload, and do all that jazz. So today I'm going to do a little bit of work now that I can on Mr. Building. I've got this big pile of insulation here. That insulation is for the entire building, I think, I hope, we'll see. I try to do my best to calculate it. So I'm going to be up in the crawl space today, trying to knock that out. I got my headlamp because I don't know how much light's actually going to be up there. I will take the GoPro up there, put it on time lapse, and hopefully you'll be able to see something. If not, I'll just cut that footage all together and do an overall, here it's done type thing. So let's see what kind of damage we can do today up there before we either collapse through the drywall because we've passed out from the heat, or we get it done. One of the two. Let's go. Okay, 6 o'clock Friday night, I am done. As you can see behind me, there's a lot that has happened. But first, we got a little adventure to go on, so bear with me here. The attic is completely insulated. All the way down. So now we'll see how we do with the heat up here. I got this piece here for when I do the covering for the entrance. As you can see, there is a wall of drywall. The center wall is basically there. Hold on a second, let me put you back on the tripod. There we go. Okay. So the center wall is drywalled for the first 8 feet. As high as I can go. And it is also insulated 100%. So the gym side is not drywalled yet because I can't drywall it if I'm going to insulate it on both sides. So I did the insulation on this side because I'm completely out of full sheets of drywall now. So that worked out perfect. I actually ran out of screws putting the last piece on. That's why the tops aren't completely done either, because I do have enough there to do the top section and complete that wall 100%. But I ran out of screws. So instead of trying to run to the hardware store, I'm going to work with what I got. So I got the insulation on the center wall done, the insulation in the attic done, and tomorrow, if everything goes to plan, or if I have time, I should say, I'm going to start doing the big walls. Because the reason why I want to do the center wall is because I didn't want to get confused between the size, because this is R15 for 2x4s, and the other stuff is R30 for 2x6. So I didn't want to open the wrong bag and have open dry insulation for no reason. So I did the center wall, got that all done, and I mean, it's making a huge difference in the sound. I mean, if you remember how loud the door was, it doesn't echo nearly as bad. So that's cool. That's good to know that that is going to add to the sound barrier, because when I get to lifting and playing music, it gets loud, because I like angry, loud music when I lift weights. So not only that, I like some hard EDM drum and bass when I'm riding the bike. So when I get on the trainer and start putting some drum and bass down, I'm a bit of a goofball on the bike. But that's today's progress. We'll see if I am going to be able to do anything tomorrow. And if I do, it's going to be insulation, because that's what I can do right now until Monday, when I can order more drywall and screws. Okay. Hope everybody has a great night. We're going to go do chores, make sure everybody's water's topped off, and I'm going to go take a shower because I'm itchy. Okay. Well, good morning. Saturday, 7 o'clock. Just finished with chores. Oh, that's why it's so quiet, because everybody's got their mouth full, but except for the rooster. But I am going to do insulation today. I'm out here because it's not hot yet. It's supposed to get into the 90s, so I'm hoping to get all this as much done as I can before that hits. I'm also going to the fairgrounds today because it's the last time the kid's selling his animals through the fair, so I want to be there for that. And yeah, just got updated on the budget for the build, and like I said earlier in a post on Instagram, I'm going to have a really nice empty building. So I get to look forward to looking at this until tax season rolls around, because it's going to be empty. Super. The cost of building materials is out of freaking control. If anybody's interested in trying to build something right now, now's not the time with all the tariffs and the bullshit that's going on, and the cost of materials is just stupid. Yeah, especially if you don't know what you're doing like me, and you're going to screw stuff up and have to make several trips to the lumber yard to get materials. Luckily, all that's left is probably about 30 sheets of drywall, 5 pounds of screws, mud, tape, and some sandpaper. I don't think we're going to paint because I don't think it's in the budget, because I think the last bit of drywall, screws, tape, and mud is going to kill it. So, like I said, it's going to be a really pretty empty building. But you know what? We're going to finish it regardless. So let's go. Okay, it's 11:30, and I'm at a good stopping point because I forgot I've got to do laundry today and get my meal prep stuff ready to go. So before I leave, so yeah, a lot of progress today. The entire gym is 100% insulated, all the way around the door and everything. Is it perfect? No. Is it going to work? Absolutely. Is it done? Yes. So, I don't know if you can hear a difference in the sound. I can. It's definitely deadened quite a bit in comparison to the echo chamber that is next door. So, I'm not mad at that at all. Let's take a walk over here. Now, granted, this is with just one wall, i.e. the center wall being insulated and the ceiling. So I don't know if you can tell a difference. I can definitely hear it, but we're going to stop there, clean up our toys, get everything inside, download all the footage. Only 3 days worth of work this week out here, but a lot of progress has been made. I feel confident in ordering the rest of the drywall and the rest of the screws and mud and tape and all that jazz to finish this build, because we're almost there. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty empty building, but it's going to be a pretty empty building. All right. I got to go get showered, changed, cleaned up, and ready to rock and roll to go watch the kid sell his last goat at the fair. We'll see you next time.